Hi Alice Bell, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be the mid-year book freakout tag. I'm filming this today and it'll go up today. Didn't have another video. And I remember seeing Krista from Books and Jams had done this. I'd wanted to do it. I was so backed up on everything else and I didn't think I was going to get to, and I know it's a little over mid-year now, but I'm just going to use books and stuff and for the questions that were up to June. I think I did that. And I'll link Krista's channel below. She has a great channel. She has a lot of great middle grade recommendations along with others. She doesn't just read middle grade, but she reads a ton of it. So I highly recommend her channel. The first question is best book you've read so far this year. Of course, Rise of the School for Good and Evil by Salman Shinani. It's a prequel to my favorite series of all time and it was so amazing. So good. Kelsey Murphy and the Academy for the Unbreakable Arts by Erica Lewis. Cannot wait for the second book. It was for fans of the School for Good and Evil too, it said, and it was right. Like, I love that book. I'm so happy it's gonna be a series and I cannot wait for more. And then I have to include Keepers of the Lost Cities series by Shannon Messenger, Tristan Strong trilogy by Kwame Mbaya, and R. Shah series by Roshani Chachki. They were all epic and new favorites as well, so they have to be in there. A sequel you read so far this year is question 2. Cold-Blooded Myrtle by Elizabeth C. Bunce, which is the third book in the Myrtle Hardcastle mystery series. And it's like detective style, mystery, middle grade, historical fiction with that banter. And it's just the humor, like it's such an amazing series, and that sequel was so great. And then Shadowgas by Thomas Taylor. It was just, they get better and better. I love that series. I think this was the third? And I can't wait for the next one. And then I read the 2, 3, and 4 in the Starfell series, and they just got better and better too. That's such an amazing series. Each sequel was better and better. I hope there'll be more. And they're by Dominique Valente. Question 3, new release you haven't read yet but want to. The Marvelers by Danielle Clayton. I think that's the one that Salman Shinani blurbed, and it just sounds incredible. And then with his blurb in it, like I just want to read it so bad. And then Last Fallen Moon, which is a sequel to Last Fallen Star by Gracie Kim. I love the first book, cannot wait. And then The Ship of Doom by M.A. Bennett. Everything about that just sounds incredible. And Titanic and mystery and time travel, I think it was, just sounds so good. Number 4, most anticipated release for the second half of the year. The second book in the Amari and the Night Brothers series by B.B. Austin, of course. Love the first book. The Gingerbread Witch by Alexandra Avery. Can't read my writing. That cover and the synopsis sound incredible. And also In Myrtle Peril by Elizabeth C. Bunce, and then which will be the 4th book in the Myrtle Hardcastle series. And also The Seaside Corpse by Martha Jocelyn, which is the 4th book in the Aggie Morton mystery series, which is similar to Myrtle, but it's like a young Agatha Christie, and just how, because the author's such a big fan of Agatha Christie and what she imagines like a young Agatha Christie would be like, and like so historical fiction and the humor and the banter between her and Hector, it's so good. I cannot wait for both of those. 5, biggest disappointment. Normally I wouldn't have one of these, but I kind of do, and it wasn't because the story wasn't good, but it was Alex and the Alpacas Ride Again by Catherine LaFray. I was so sad. I love the first book so much, and the publisher sent me the second book. The story was amazing, but it was something I never thought I'd have to worry about in middle grade. But a side character, but she's an important character. She's kind of like a main character too in the second book, almost kind of, because she fights along with Alex, and she's only a couple years older, so 14. But it's still a middle grade book, so it doesn't matter if she was 20. But she's 14 or 15. But she says GD, and she says it full out twice in the book, and so that's just a personal reason. The story was great. Alex, I don't know what it is about sequels and main characters getting annoying, but Alex was annoying me a lot in this book, more so than usual. So, but the story was just as great, just as dark, thrilling, spooky, just gripping. But for me and my faith, I think that was unnecessary, and it was disappointing that it was in there. I just didn't see the need for that, especially in a middle grade book. Because I know a lot of parents don't like cussing, so if you don't like cussing and then that's in there, like, anyway. So that was my biggest disappointment. 6, your biggest surprise of the year was the Bookshop of Dust and Dreams Like, that book blew me away. Like, I had no idea. Like, I thought it was just gonna be this fun, magical bookstore, you know, adventure. It was, but it was so much more than that. It was so much deeper and so many layers to it. And oh my heart, it was so incredible. I love that book. I think it was a debut too by Mindy Thompson, and it was just incredible. Also, I can never just list one. Obviously, the Keeper series by Shannon Messenger and Tristan Strong and Ara Shah. Like, all big surprise. I thought I'd love them, but I had no idea how much I was gonna love them and how much of a favorite they were all gonna be. And then of course Ara Shah by Rashani Chotsky and Tristan Strong by Kwame Mbaya. Number 7, your favorite new debut or new to you author. I'd have to say Shannon Messenger, just because 9 books. The last one was 8.5, but it's the 9th book reading by her. I can definitely say, yeah, she's a favorite after 9 books. And wow. New fictional crushes, number 8. I just put ew. Because I'm an adult woman and I read middle grade, so no, I don't have any fictional crushes. And 9, newest favorite character would be Keith from the Keeper series. I love Keith so much. He is amazing, and his humor, his dialogue, the dynamic between him and Sophie, just everything about his character, he's just amazing. Number 10, book that made you cry, Bookshop of Dust and Dreams by Mindy Thompson. Like I already mentioned, so many layers. Lemon Drop Falls by Heather Clark. Personal reasons, like my husband went through something similar, but thankfully not with the outcome of a character in it. And so it really touched me on an emotional level, and it was just such an amazing story too, and everything with the lemon drops. And then a song called Home by Sarah Azar, just from my own personal experience growing up with an alcoholic stepdad. And there wasn't abuse, physical abuse, I don't think, in this one. Like they mentioned fear, and so that fear I'm related to too. The stepdad was abusive to my mom, and then in my adult relationships, like the drinking with them, I wouldn't say they were necessarily alcoholics. The second one was maybe, and the first, okay, so maybe they were. But the abuse, my first and third were physically abusive and verbally, emotionally. The second wasn't physically, but very verbally, emotionally. So it was just a lot. And then the things with my dad, he wasn't an alcoholic and he wasn't abusive, but like the things I felt because of him, like she feels, like what did I do wrong? Why doesn't, like those, it was just so much. Like my own personal experience relating to this main character and her experiences, while different but the same in some ways, but the feelings the same. Just an incredible story. And 11, book that made you happy. I have to say the Ara Shah books, because the humor is my kind of humor too, but then the movie TV references, like what I do all the time in my life. And it was just so, there were scary scenes and some sad, but not as much. It was just a good time overall, mostly, and I laughed so much. So that series, I would say. 12, most beautiful book you've received or bought so far this year. Of course, I'm not gonna be able to list one, and I wish I could list more, but it was so hard to all the books that I've gotten this year. And middle grade covers are the best cover. They know how to do covers. They do the best covers out of any age range. So I just scrolled and tried to find some. I have to say Baker's Guide to Robber Pie by Caitlin Sangster, and the illustrator was Christina Kister. That's how you say it. Beautiful cover. Beautiful cover. And then The Ghost in the Glass House by Henry Wallace, and it was done by one of my favorite illustrators of all time, Jacopo Bruno. I'm never sure if I'm saying his first name right. He illustrated the School for Good and Evil's original series, and this cover, just like that, is stunning. And then A Wild Seed Witch by Marty Dumas and Eric Davila did that cover. It is beautiful. It is so beautiful. The Bird Singers by Eve Warsaki Morris and Paola Escobar, I think I said, did that cover. So beautiful. It is so beautiful. And there's 1,000 more, but I just narrowed it down to just the 3 I came across first. So those are just And then number 13, what books do you need to read by the end of the year? More of my classics, because I want to read more of those. I'm currently reading Heidi. I still haven't picked it back up because I'm so upset that they took her away from their grandpa. And it's been so long since I saw the movies that I can't remember how long it is before she gets back to him. But I need to pick it up because I know I love the movie so much, so why wouldn't I, you know. And then of course, books sent to me. Those are the only ones I need to read, just because personally, when books are sent to me, they become a priority because I'm just so grateful. Get caught up in more of my series, which I've been doing good at. Read more of my trilogies and longer series that I haven't started or read yet, which I've been doing good at too. So that's all for that. And that's it. I figured I'd wear another of my Elvis shirts. This is another one I wore in the last video. Was an earlier Elvis. I think that 50s Elvis. I think this is 70s Elvis. The Elvis and stars, like sequin on it has his name. We saw the movie. It was so good. Definitely the best one done. All the other ones, I'll talk about it more in probably a vlog or something. I'll probably film a clip now to put in a vlog and probably put on my Instagram, but highly recommend it. Austin Butler deserves an Oscar. Like that movie. But I hope you enjoyed the video. And like I said, I'll leave Krista's information below. I highly recommend her channel. I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you would like to subscribe, I would love that if you'd like to. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.